around the Taliban, and they were in Baghdad, etc. On this whole Homeland Security boondoggle. Well, he's got that boondoggle going and that, but the problem is this: the deficit keeps going up. And the Republicans have forgot about the deficit. Assume they'll do what Trump was talking about one day, just literally have a grand bargain there and default, and then pay it off 10 or 25 cents on the dollar. That could actually happen. But that would reorder the whole economic chairs, and DJ Trump knows that. So as we go into this administration, there's a possibility, if you look at it dialectically, positive things will come out of the negatives. And those that think that these Zionists will skate away, they will not. Because more and more they are looking at like the apartheid government in South Africa. They were able to keep the apartheid going for a few years, but eventually that was the end of that. So as the boycotts intensify of products, already various academic meetings are no longer held in Tel Aviv. So those things will intensify. And also just sheer economics. The Arabs outnumber them and will outnumber them even in the Israeli state. But surrounding them, they are the new people, those that don't die in the conflicts. That's why it's so important that a solution in Syria to the civil war, now that those bandits are supported by the U.S. and various other characters, the Saudis, and you name it, have been, as they say, neutralized for the most part in Aleppo. That situation has come there. They talk about the horrors, but the horrors were there before that. And as they chase them out with the aid of the heroic Iraqi forces, the heroic Russian forces, they will put that nation back together again, and then the nation will become productive. Let's do the sports. I know we spent a major part of the time on the UN resolution, but it was a very, very productive situation in the week that was. Now this is from the Haaretz, understanding the resolution, what are the immediate ramifications. Let me just fill this in. The Security Council resolution will not have any practical repercussions on Israel in the short term. It does not include any cohesive mechanisms or sanctions on those who do not implement it, other than quarterly reports to the Secretary of the General to the Council on the status of building the settlements. The resolution was passed under Section 6. That's for those that said we didn't know what we're talking about, of the UN Charter, which means it's non-binding, constitutes a public declaration of purpose, and a recommendation only. It is a diplomatic message to the Israel that it encapsulates the international consensus regarding the settlements. For the resolution to be binding and enable enforcement or imposition of sanctions by the international community, it would need to be passed under Section 7 of the UN Charter. Remember, this is on the 6th, but 7 is coming. And that is a summary, official analysis, understanding the UN resolution on the Israeli settlements and what are the immediate ramifications from the newspaper of the Israeli Defense Forces, Haaretz. So we have this well-rounded report here. We have Samantha Power, the lady we know, one of her favorite people, no doubt. But anyway, let me conclude this up with the sport in the National Basketball League on Friday night. The Bulls 91, the Hornets 103. The Lakers and the Magic 109 to 90. The Lakers have been losing a lot of games to the Lakers. The Nets and Cavaliers in Cleveland 119 to 99. Cavs over the Nets. The Thunder and the Celtics in Boston. The Thunder 117 to 112. The Warriors and Pistons in the Motor City. Warriors 119 to 113. The Wizards and the Bucks in Milwaukee. Bucks 123 to 196. The Rockets and the Grizzlies. Grizzlies 115 to 109. The Heat and Pelicans in the Big Easy. Heat 89 to 91. Pelicans win that one. The Kings and T-Wolves. Kings 109 to 105. The Hawks and Nuggets 109 for the Hawks of Atlanta and 108 for the Nuggets of Denver. The Raptors and Jazz. Raptors 104 to 98 over the Jazz. The 76ers and Suns in Phoenix. Suns 123 to 116 for the 76ers. The Spurs and Trailblazers out in Portland. 110 for the Spurs, 90 for the Trailblazers. And finally, the Mavericks and the LA Clippers. Mavericks 190 to 88 there. And I don't remember we don't have any NBA action here, but we have plenty of coming up here on the weekend. We'll have some of those week 16. Today the Dolphins at the Bills, the Jets at the Patriots. And I think we went through this before. The Patriots are favored. The Bills are favored. The Titans and Jaguars, they'll also be playing today. The Tennessee is favored there. The over-under is 43.6. The Vikings and Packers. Let me make sure. Okay, there today. That is a big game in that division. The Packers are favored, and the over-under is 43. They play in Green Bay. Chargers and the Browns. The Chargers will be favored there. Figures. Washington and the Bears. Washington is favored. 47.6 is the over-under. They play in Soldier Field. The Falcons and Panthers. Amazing. All these are Saturday games today. Anyway, a Christmas Eve day, no doubt about it. Atlanta is favored here. The Colts and Raiders. Oakland's favored. The Buccaneers and Saints. The Saints are favored in that. But 3.5 over on this 52 high-scoring game. Cardinals and Seahawks out in Seattle. Seahawks are favored. The 49ers and Rams. They have LA favored over the 49ers. Oh boy. Anyway, the Bengals and Texans. Houston's favored there. And this was some Thursday night. Sunday. We won't go into all of that. But that is how the season winds up there. We're going to skip Uncle Carl here. Uncle Carl is just talking about wounded veterans. Anyway, I wish everyone a happy Christmas on the eve here. It'll be the eve on Saturday. We will on Sunday have a happy Christmas show. Perhaps it's a little bit more happy now that we have a UN resolution, at least the start of one. Coming forth there, some special program. We'll also have Numbers Man this weekend and the open source report that I almost finished up. We will get it out. And this report will be on BR on the World. It will be on our usual channels. And we'll have Samantha Power at least on iHeart in its entirety. And we'll see where else we have it. Have a good weekend, everyone. We'll talk to you on the Monday morning, a quarterback on Monday morning, the day after St. Nick has been down to Chimley. The playoffs in the NFL will no doubt be set.